Hey everyone, welcome back to Sold Out Chat, the gathering for marketing tech experts and leaders who want to help their organization get to sold out status. I'm Kay, the marketing coordinator here at Above Promotions. For those joining us for the first time, we cover tools, innovations, policies, and strategies each month to help brands sell out products or reach capacity with their booth services. In our last episode, with our CEO, Ebony Vaz, and our special guest, Larry Whiteside Jr. If you missed it, please visit our YouTube channel to replay the dynamic conversation. So, for today, we will discuss holiday scams and wrapped, protecting consumers and businesses from seasonal frauds. So, for today's chat, Ebony Vaz will join us. She is the founder and CEO of Apop Promotions and one of the few marketers in the world with an engineering degree and published research focused on human behaviors and statistical data. Hi, Ebony.
Hi, how's it going, Kay?
I'm good, thank you. How's it going there?
It is going good. It is going good. And it is truly the holiday season. Everybody's putting their out of office on. We're getting invites to holiday events and parties. So we are in the full swing of the holidays.
Right. So, as the festive season approaches, so does the risk of scams targeting individuals and businesses. So, before we dive in, I want to remind the audience to stay until the end for valuable upcoming opportunities. So, be sure to listen all the way through for the details. So, here's my first question, Ebony. How can consumers identify and protect themselves against these common holiday scams, such as phishing emails, and fraudulent websites?
So, one, I think people have to slow down for the holidays. We are on the go all of the time. And I find that people make the biggest mistakes when they're on the go. So, things that you may receive in the mail. And so, let's talk about one of the common ones that we see to start circulating. In fact, I got one yesterday. It was a text message with a screenshot of what is would be modeled after the United States Postal Service website. And that text message in that image, it said, "This is the tracking number. Your package is on the way. Click this link so that you can follow up to see where the package is at." So it's things like that. Now, I know that I hadn't ordered anything, but that curious person or the person who may have ordered a bunch of things early in advance, caught a few sales, or they're ordering things for their business, they may not have caught that. So I think one of the biggest things that consumers can do, as well as businesses, is just to slow down and really think through how they are making their purchases and how companies actually communicate with them. And, that old adage, if it's too good to be true, usually works around this time of year because getting emails on a free gift card from somebody you don't know, you should be leery of that. There's just certain things that tend to come and happen and have this big uptick during this time frame. And so that message that I got was via text. But that same thing happens via email, where we end up getting people who have received an email saying to check out this particular order. Now, there are some sites that get used pretty common, like Amazon is one of them. That site gets completely utilized during the holiday season. And someone just looking at an email and they see AMZON and just automatically assume that it's Amazon, well, maybe they'll open that email. So you have to just be aware and slow down and kind of think through like what that process is for you and what your organization may be doing, what your members may be doing. And again, in that same spirit of Amazon having AMZON, that could also be sent to you as an email, and that could be like a fraudulent site. So Target could be T at sign RGET. So we need to think about that as we're preparing for those types of holiday scams.
Right, because when you mentioned the shipping scam, I remember a friend. She was actually working remotely as well, and her client is in the U.S. So her client normally would send her some packages. Then this time, because it's the holiday season, he wanted to send her a new laptop. And then what happened was like she was waiting for the shipment. Then she received an email asking her, the email is saying that they are from the customs and they are doing some checking on the package that was sent to her. And then it's asking her to make more payment, which she shouldn't be doing. It's a good thing that she actually asked around, and then she remembered that even from the past packages that were sent from to her by her client in the U.S., um, she is not being asked to pay for anything, and it is being delivered to her doorstep. So yeah, it's very important that we always remember the processes that we are going through when we are handling this kinds of shipments or any other things with especially the holiday season. So
Yeah,
I don't.
and one of the things I want to say before we move on from shipping is
Mhm,
that companies that do e-commerce, they are responsible for the shipping process. So typically from the time that they ship or package the order and ship the order, they're responsible to make sure it gets to that shipping destination. They're also responsible for ensuring that if you provided them with an address that they charge you for the proper taxes, the proper customs, all of that stuff. So you should be charged up front. So you
mhm.
should not be expecting FedEx, DHL, or anybody to turn around and tell you, hey, you paid this amount, but you need to pay additional amount. The company you order from, they're going to be the ones to contact you, not the shipping company.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for pointing that out. So, what are the strategies that businesses can implement to safeguard their customers and operations from this seasonal fraud, especially during this busy holiday season?
So one of the things that I believe that is important is making sure that you communicate. So communication is the key to everything in life. And in this particular season, it's a good time right now to say, hey, these are our holiday processes. These are the time frames that we're working with. This is what you can expect from our brand during the holidays. And I think it needs to go beyond shipping because a lot of companies will start to talk about like, all right, our tech support won't be available during these hours. Our customer service won't be available during these hours. The last time that you can order a product will be on this date or this date, and to ensure that it arrives in time for Christmas. So I think one of the best things that a company can do is to communicate as much in advance now to let their customers know like what are the processes they can expect to occur during the time. So it's not going to catch a person that is off guard. They're going to be able to turn around and say, yes, I understand that. I know that all my shipping information is going to be sent to me directly from the company I ordered. I know that I can order this software from this vendor, and I know that they're not going to be doing onboarding during this time frame because everybody's going to be on holiday, or they're not going to have tech support 24/7 that day. They're only going to have it from like to the 23rd and then no more tech support until the 26th. So as much as a business can communicate and get that information out in advance, the better. I noticed that Amazon has already put theirs out there saying like, hey, there's already crime frauds occurring. There's already issues with people going through the holidays. And Amazon doesn't typically do it even today. It may be something that comes out maybe like the week before the Black Friday season or time frame of purchasing. But they put something out like this week, and they're like, this is the process. These are the types of frauds that we're seeing. And I think that that's the best way to get in front of it, is to communicate as much as possible. And then to also, if you communicate that publicly on your site, but communicate that also in emails to your clients, communicate that anywhere customers would go when there's a problem that is taking place.
Yes, that's right. Even a lot of, I mean, I think everyone, all of the banks are even sending out emails and notifications that you should be, if you did not place an order for something, do not give out your OTPs, something like that. So it's very important to
Yeah.
really communicate everything. So, are there any emerging holiday scam trends that consumers and businesses should be particularly vigilant about this year?
So I'm not sure if it's being any more vigilant, but I will say something that's rising, which I'm really surprised about. I don't recall it being as prevalent as in the past, but um, social media ads. Like, these social media platforms, they do their best to kind of verify, they do their best to not let ads run from brand new accounts, but there are still scams that happen. I've noticed that there's been an uptick, even in my community, of marketers with brands and even individuals that run brands, that their accounts have been hacked. And so I anticipate that some of those hacks that take place are going to shift from just regular, like, I'm in your account, you should pay me, to I'm in your account, you should pay me. But while I'm waiting for you to pay me, I'm going to send out messages telling people I need money for the holidays. So I think that the scamming that is going on social media, whether it's paid ads or through user accounts, has really gone up even sooner than I would have thought. The ability for somebody to create an account, go in, probably hack your social media account and start running ads is much higher than it's been in past years. And there's just too many areas of the ability for someone to run an ad, for you not to even just pay attention to your ads. Even if your company doesn't run ads, you need to be paying attention to what's going on with your ad counts and your ad budgets during these holidays, because this is a good time for someone to go into your account, not even tell you they're in your account, but start running ads and linking to products that aren't actually going to ship, linking to products that may or may not have to do with your company. The other thing I will say is, when we've done our workshops for businesses, whether they're B2B or B2C, for holiday marketing, I never recommend introducing like a new product with just one ad during the holiday season, because that would also give off that impression of being scammy. So if you're in the process of running ads, if your company is running ads now, get with your marketing team, tell them to be vigilant, because there are accounts that I can't tell you, I think at least three people that are in my sphere of colleagues have had their accounts hacked. They all run various different corporate accounts, and their accounts have, the people who've taken over the accounts, they are holding the accounts hostage for ransom. But in the meantime, I've gotten emails from under their accounts with that person pretending to be that individual whose account that they've hacked. So I would say that social media ads is a scam that, it's going up. It's always been there, but it's going up. We've already talked about the shipping scams, gift card scams. Oh my Jesus. It is crazy how that is still going strong. And for some, in all of this day and age, and in all this verification, etc., we still haven't figured out how to securely provide gift cards without those numbers being stolen. So I think that gift card scams is another one that is out there. Companies are buying gift cards, They're giving gift cards to employees. Employees are finding out there's zero balance on the gift cards because those gift cards, they may have purchased them inside of a store, and in that store anybody can have access to seeing the numbers, pulling up that little tab, seeing those digit codes. There's employees for some of these stores that have been doing it. So it's always been kind of scammy in that form of fashion. And then, of course, phishing, for some companies are always provide gift cards, and now they are seeing an uptick in people pretending to be those types of companies that provide corporate companies with bulk gift cards. So I think gift cards continue to be a scam. We have a client, one of our clients, who will not offer gift cards, period, no matter what time of year it is, because people will purchase the gift card from their e-commerce site using a stolen credit card, and then they turn around and try to use that same gift card number to buy the item directly from the business. And so our customer does not do it. We've had another customer that we've told them, like, hey, this is why, we don't do it, because a lot of these gift card setups, and I don't want to pick on any of the payment processors, but the payment processors that are common for most e-commerce transactions, their gift card system is just not built to do that type of legitimate checks. And so we're seeing that that's another area. And so we will just let our businesses know that come do business with us and are looking for us to build out their e-commerce solution, that, hey, we recommend, this is the gift card environment. It's just not where it could be. It is a crapshoot for you to determine if you want to do it. It's a good revenue, but it's also a way to bite you in the butt. So I think gift card scams are continuing to be problematic for companies.
Yeah, so I wanted to go back to your first example on social media ads as one of the scams to look out for. So another story time, I have this friend. She was actually she already have this business, and then she was seeing this social media ad on a seafood that she wanted to add to her list of food that she was already selling, and then she went ahead and ordered food from that social media ad that she saw. And then when the food came, everything was actually expired. And then she was because she know I was working with social media and stuff like that, and she wanted to ask me like, what do you think happened? Where did she go wrong? How can she reach out to this business page that she bought the goods from? And then what she failed to see is that the page that she actually bought the goods from is actually newly made. So that is another thing that people should look out for. Like if the page has been already established, because there are some pages that they are just new, and then they would run multiple advertisement, and then if you don't totally review what they have on the page, you will not notice that they are actually a scam. So yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point. And I think that goes back to a point that I probably should have brought home earlier too, is that companies need to go out and do a search just to make sure that there's only one above promotions, that there's only one Target page, that there's only one Goldman Sachs page. You need to take a look and do that search and be vigilant about reporting those type of pages as well.
Hmm. Be sure to do their due diligence.
Yes,
uh,
yes.
mhm. So, how can businesses effectively communicate with customers to raise awareness about these potential scams without causing panic?
That is a really good question. So, and I want to take it from that standpoint of consumers not panicking, but also I want to look at it from like an IT notification perspective. So you don't want, um, to have customers question whether your product that does arrive, that does come from you, was legitimate. Because too much information can cause people to really doubt and rethink everything. And a simple mistake from your company could be interpreted as, oh, this was a scam, and be aware of the fact that this company is scamming because it's holiday scam season. So I think it's always good to come from a standpoint of educating people to be educated about things, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're framing things not from the sky is falling down. So this would be a good example of our company. We provide shipping of these items, and the items will ship at this time. If you receive anything that comes out of this particular time frame, please let us know, contact us. That would be a way to communicate, not that if you've got something that you didn't order, call the police because it is a scam, report it to the FBI. Like you don't need to go to that extreme. Yes, there are some incidents where you will need to work with a customer behind the scenes to work with local authority, but that's not where you start. You don't tell your consumer base like, "Hey, call the police." Like that's going from 0 to 100 really quick. You really just want to balance your communication with the consumers to let them know what the processes are. And then your steps and what you take in the behind the scenes, that's a total different situation. That's what you communicate with them one on one in individual situation. Now, I have to say this, from the other standpoint, and how do you effectively communicate to raise awareness to customers? But then I'm going to change your question to say, how do you raise awareness to customers, but not inform those hackers how to beat the system? And that's why you have to ensure that you're not putting all of the information out there. We already know that a lot of people take holidays. A lot of people will take extended weekends during the holidays in these months. And that is a prime time where people will find, their IT department will find that, hey, we've got two people covering, monitoring, looking for potential issues and hacks and intrusions. There's only two of us when there's normally 15. Like that's not information you would want to put out there. So even if your company is a B2B company and you have a tech support, you want to let people know like the escalation process may change during this time, but you don't want to tell them like, hey, our tech support will be completely closed. Our tech support will only have like one person working. Like there's certain amount of information you want to share because too much information will allow people to be like, hey, well, guess what? Nobody's working in tech support over this holiday weekend, and therefore, it'll be easier for us to run these intrusion um, plans that we have. And so, there's a way to communicate without actually giving away your secret sauce and what you're using to protect your business. And I think that's what's important.
Right, right. You should really still make them feel, the consumers or the clients, you should still make them feel that you are still there for them.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Right. So, are there specific industries or sectors more targeted by holiday scams, and what proactive measures can they take to enhance their security?
So, of course, e-commerce. I can't like stress that enough, but financial institutions and oddly enough, utilities. Um, and so financial institution and utilities. And so let me break this down. Financial institutions, they are the people who are in charge of those bank accounts, those debit cards, those credit cards. Those are the ones that are in charge of mortgages. So if a notification goes out because someone is running a campaign that says like, hey, oh, we didn't get your mortgage payment this month, remit your payment today. Here's a link for you to do that. Or give us a screenshot, show us your account information, etc., to prove that you paid your mortgage. I mean, that is something that is not uncommon that happens, and that's why banks will try to like, hey, tell you this is how we do business during this time. Keep an eye out. Also, because credit cards, some banks have the ability to notify you every time your card's been swiped, and some consumers aren't all the way up on that. And so this is a good time for banks to remind them of that, because card swiping during this time is like where banks tend to lose their profit margin. The other thing is the utility companies. Nobody wants to have 50 people coming to their house and their electricity going out or their water going out. And so there seems to be an uptick in those type of scams for utilities. So I would say, of course, e-commerce business, of course, those companies that are in financial sector, and those that are also in utilities. Those three should definitely be doubling down on all of their efforts to make sure that they're communicating the various types of scams that can be taking place, and that they're also making sure that they're taking those proactive measures. But that doesn't mean that all industries shouldn't go back and think about what they're putting out there, um, to the public.
Exactly. That's why this especially the banks and everything, they're always sending out this notifications or reminders on how they do things in their
Yeah.
company.
And and I will say one of the other things is that we don't hear it enough of, especially when we talk around cybersecurity, is those out of office notes. So while your company may have someone in IT, they may be out. Sometimes out of office information may tell too much information. Or pictures of your IT, your lead IT person who is over the security, they're posting while they're surfing some wave in Hawaii. So this is a good time to remind people that, those public profiles are public and can be reviewed for people to take a look at. So just really take a moment and think through some of those things.
And one more thing, just a reminder to all consumers and clients, like if they are unsure of what they received, like for example, to fill out something or make a payment to this, if they are unsure, then directly call the hotline of that specific company. So, okay, for our last question, in the age of digital transactions, what steps can businesses and consumers take to secure their information and prevent holiday related cyber threats?
So one of the things that I would say that corporations can take into consideration is that, yes, your employees will be distracted and they will probably try to shop online while they're on your company's Wi-Fi. This is a good reminder to not be so much the Scrooge, but to remind people that they should be careful of sites that they visit and links that they click on, especially when they're on the company Wi-Fi. I would say for those companies that also have open Wi-Fi, guest Wi-Fi, those consumers that go into those companies and in those retailers that have open and guest Wi-Fi, you might want to do some general web searching, but I wouldn't do any purchasing on that open Wi-Fi, especially if you're not working with like a VPN on your mobile device. So those are really quickly. I can't believe how time has flown by, but that's my last 2 cents for today's session.
Thank you so much, Ebony. We learned a lot from this session today. Thank you for sharing those great insights with us. So, looking at my notes, we talked about identifying common holiday scams, strategies that can protect your customers and business, holiday scams to watch out for, effectively raising awareness among your customers, and lastly, securing your personal information. So, we hope this discussion has been helpful and that we equipped you with the knowledge to navigate the season securely. So, check out our website for a free resource and see if you are ready for the holiday season. So, follow us on LinkedIn for more valuable insights. We also want to thank those who tuned in. If you joined us late, do not worry. We will have this recording available on our website, abovepromotions.com.
So, we're going to call it quits for this month. We thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next month. And for those who celebrate, enjoy the turkey holiday. We'll see you next month.